Y'all know what time it is. You know, we've talked all year about this, man. We told y'all rent was due. We told y'all the day of reckoning was soon to happen. Many didn't believe. I did. He did. D, he did as well. Y'all boys gotta start listening to us, bro. Gem Dropper Sports, man. We do nothing but drop them gems for y'all boys. We could have told you, we could have saved you from yourself, but some of y'all still fail to listen. You know what I'm saying? You will learn Sandstorm, whether you want to or not, brother. It's here. You know what I'm saying? Practice is at 7 in the morning, bro. Me Ace out there. You know what to do. You feel me? South Carolina Gamecocks on the road, Clemson Memorial Stadium, noon kickoff. They go in there, they get the job done. This was one of the. This may be one of the best chapters written within the Palmetto Bowl that we've seen, at least that I've seen in my lifetime, in terms of great action from start to finish, tit for tat battle. This was hands down one of the best games, one of the best versions of this rivalry that we have witnessed. I feel like on either side, at least in our lifetime, there have been plenty of plays and plenty of great moments. A lot of which I think happened prior to us really being knowledgeable of the game. This was one of the best ones I think we've ever seen, bro. Yeah, I gotta let you get your bars off,
Hey,
man.
nah, bro. You nailed it. You nailed it right on the head, bro. Um, Listen, this game was competitive, very competitive. They was ready, both sides, man. And I'm gonna give praise to Clemson as well. I'm gonna give praise to Ops, but hats off to our guys going into a very, very hostile environment in Pickens County. Um, not gonna call y'all by y'all nickname. I'll never do that. But I'm gonna call y'all by y'all real name, and that is Beamer Valley. Shout out to Beamer Valley. Shane Beamer owns y'all stadium. 2-0. 2-0. Standing on business, And it's a tough feeling. It's tough, man. I know. Just all y'all Clemson fans waking up this morning, y'all just, you got a little ache in your back, you know what I'm saying? Got a little crook in your neck, because you were so tensed up, you know, so tensed up and hurt by the L yesterday, and better days gonna be ahead of y'all, Clemson. Better days. But for right now, we have a guy. No, he's not a guy. He's not a guy. We have a goat, a young king that put this team that we love, the team that we got on our heads, me and you, Shantis, LaNorris Sellers, Florence, Flowtown, Flowtown's very own. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Let's talk about it. LaNorris Sellers had probably the best individual performance I can remember from a quarterback in this rivalry game, and so, well, at least on South Carolina's end of the spectrum. From the perspective of that, there there never really felt like a moment where we had our offense flowing. As we like, through the 5 weeks prior, there was always a rhythm with how we were going to get our offense rolling. It was going to be either through the ground, we were going to work Josh Simon in, we were going to, the screen game. The screen game did still have its usage in that game against Clemson, but again, nothing vertically pressing with your receivers. I mean, you had Nick on some plays, but overall it came down to LaNorris Sellers making plays. I mean, most of your biggest plays were broken plays. So this one really felt like a moment where it was best player versus best team. I think Clemson probably was the better team in that game. If I watched that game for 4 quarters, I thought Clemson was the better team. I thought LaNorris Sellers was clearly the best player on the field because at every waking turn, when it felt like the game could have gotten away, when it felt like plays could have been made by that Clemson defense, LaNorris Sellers is spinning out and making a play. I mean, we talked about it even last week that the quarterback run was going to be a huge part of what we were going to do in terms of winning that game. Get 11 on 11 and let your best guys go go 1-on-1. Let's see who gets it done. But to say that I thought that LaNorris Sellers would be in several situations where it's 3-4 guys getting hands on him in the backfield and he's going to break out and then spit it off for 30-40 yards, that I could not have predicted. And and again, the offensive performance that we got was all just individual want to by a singular player. On the defensive side of the ball, it never really felt like we got our footing in that game. And as much as the score says it was close, the score says we held things in check, I thought that Clemson more so didn't put the nail in the coffin when they had opportunities to. If I go back and look at that game, like if I'm Clemson, I'm asking myself, why did we never press them vertically again in the second half? Where did the deep ball go? Because the deep ball worked. You had 3 big plays from Antonio Williams, Wesco, and Moore. All 3 hit for big plays vertically. Where did that go? Why aren't we pressing this team vertically? They never quite got the ground game going, but I just gotta I look at some of the play calling and the timing of it. I'm just like, bro, there are just too many moments where you let your foot off the gas and you allow the South Carolina team to keep hanging around. And that, truthfully, I'm a little long-winded here. That was truthfully my hope for the game. I'm like, hey, we are hanging on by a thread. Keep it close, and hopefully we get an opportunity at the end of the game to go win it. And that's all I was asking for. And that's exactly what we got.
Because throughout the game, we was killing ourselves bad. Like, it was frustrating. Like, why we doing stupid penalties? Finally, like, once we finally march on offense, you know what I'm saying, we're making stupid penalties. You know, excessive blocking, unnecessary roughness. You know what I'm saying? When it was like 10 minutes left, I was like, man, this looking like it's over. I mean, I don't know what else we got, because it seemed like only one man showed up in Clemson and everybody else was still in Columbia. I hate to say it that way. And I'm not discrediting Demetrius Knight. I think Nick Imawari, he had a great game, solid game. You know, it's just I don't think anyone really had an INT. I don't think, which is rare. You know, it's rare that we win and don't get an INT. So, well, minus Demetrius Knight game winning INT, of course, that big one. But throughout the game, we couldn't create a turnover. Clemson did a great job taking away Dylan Stewart and Kyle Kennard. Dylan was still creating pressure, you know, and there's creating pressure, but Cade was unable to get a sack, you know. And like I was telling my partner, Clemson left a lot of points on the board because I was like, y'all saw that when y'all throw them contested passes to TJ and Wesco, why'd y'all stop going to that? Like, y'all had the formula. Clemson, y'all played this game perfectly. Like, not even being trolling, nothing like that. Y'all really played this game perfectly, and I feel like y'all really was supposed to win. Honestly, y'all had it. Y'all played it perfectly. Dabo, I know he has his flaws, you know, with the NIL and everything like that. And this is me as a Gamecock fan. Honestly, I really think y'all might be a little too hard on Dabo. This is me. This is and I grade it. Maybe y'all have a different view of things, you know, maybe because he set the standard. Keep in mind, the standard that y'all want, he set it for y'all. So I don't know what other coach will come in here and, you know, put y'all to that standard that he created. Maybe there will be, but who knows? But I apologize. I know I'm going long. Y'all, people tweeting, get rid of Dabo. I feel like it's one of those things that be careful what you wish for. You know, this man had y'all prepared for weeks. And after almost every blog, every YouTube podcast, every sports show counted y'all out. You know what I'm saying? This guy had y'all prepared enough that y'all can face a team with a pulse. Y'all did a good job. So that's just my input, man. Clemson, there's really nothing y'all should be ashamed of. And I think y'all should really chill on the Dabo talk, man. I think Dabo, he's going to fix things.
Here's my rebuttal to that. I'm with them in the sense of pressuring him to evolve. Like you do have to evolve. Like no matter what you've done prior to, I know we had this conversation yesterday, and I agree with you on a lot of points. Like, hey, Dabo is the reason why the standard is the standard there at that university. Like that standard didn't exist prior to, or if it did, it existed well before we was running around here, to see it. So so I definitely agree with you there. But the overall point is that you do have to evolve, and this is the same thing that Nick Saban was going to have to do. But Nick Saban chose to do. Nick Saban chose the very thing that Dabo said he was going to do if NIL ever became a thing. So the question is for Dabo, like, hey, do you want to evolve? I do think that he deserves credit for the fact that he's doing it purely off of recruiting and developing. That deserves credit because a lot of coaches could very much learn from that because a lot of coaches, and we've seen it in other areas, Ohio State, that try to go buy a unit that could go win a championship, and you ain't got the stuff for it. You know what I'm saying? Clemson, for in that manner, and you said this earlier in our group chat. Hell, if I give Clemson a $20 million roster, Clemson's probably running the table with everybody out here. Truthfully, being truthful and honest. Dabo's got to choose to evolve, man. That's the overall point here. I mean, they're missing certain guys that we're used to them having. We're used to them having a bona fide stud at quarterback. We're used to them having bona fide studs at receiver. And here's the thing. Wesco and Moore are bona fide studs. They're just young. And see this, so you don't have the junior receiver that's going to the NFL next year. That's your star. You just don't have those level of guys because you're having to do this purely off of who you recruit, and you're dealing with the losses that you face in the portal. Because even though you're not taking anybody in, we're still taking guys from you. So, if you truthfully, honestly, what he's been able to accomplish and refuting to play into the current college landscape is still amazing in and of itself. But they're just not made to compete for championships until he chooses to evolve the system there at Clemson.
Right, and I think he's going to be one of them coaches that chooses to finally evolve. I saw reports or something like that. I believe they're going to head in that direction to pay players and invest in the NIL. They didn't hear much about like the transfer portal or anything like that, but I know they definitely going to invest well into the NIL money, and I hope they do because I want to continue to play Clemson at their best. I don't ever want them. I don't ever want. No, that is no. Because Beam got better guys coming in. And why not? Let's keep this rivalry going. Let's show that this rivalry is one of the best in the nation. Because out of all the rivalry games that we saw yesterday, ain't really much messing with us. Minus what? Georgia. I'll say Georgia Tech and Georgia was the only game that was better than ours. Boys.
Here's what I'll say. I still hate them. I don't give if they ever. I would be honest with you, bro. Like I could say so many things that would get me banned off of every social media app about that school that I just cannot say. I hate them the way that Elmo hates Rocco. Like that's the type of hate I have for them. Like I truly despise them as a group of people. Like I look at Clemson fans as like as a group, as an ethnic group. I hate y'all. I strongly dislike y'all. If y'all never can win a game again, brother, I'll sleep peacefully. I don't give a shit what happened to that university, dog. I'm being so honest with you. If I could do it myself, brother, if I was the president, I'm telling you right now, I'd disband that university. Y'all lose all accreditation. You wouldn't get to exist no more. It's everything gonna be. But I will ruin that. I will take that shit down to the stubs. That's how much I hate y'all. Now it's truthfully. I can't put it into words because if I use the words that I'm thinking in my head, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna be allowed to talk to y'all anymore. Brother, probably the FBI is gonna be knocking at my door right as we speak. I don't like y'all. If y'all can never recruit a 5-star again, brother, I will sleep peacefully. Y'all, no. Don't do the NIL. Stay pure, Dabo. Don't listen to him. Stay pure. Don't recruit nobody. Go get everybody from Christ Church. You go to Christ Church and get all your recruits. Go to Southside Christian and get all your recruits. Yeah, go to fucking Oceanside down there. Go get all your recruits from Christian schools with Christian values. Don't get nobody else. Don't go to Greenville High. Don't go Don't go to Ridgeview. Don't go to Dutch Fort. Don't get nobody from nowhere. Stay period. No Burns, no Sparta High, no Dorman, no none of that. Get all your guys from Christchurch. Christchurch University is what we need to change that name to anyway. Don't recruit no players from nowhere and that went to a public school.
Listen, Shotty, listen. That's elite hatred here. And don't get it twisted. I hate y'all too. You know, if you follow my Twitter, you know I'm always going back and forth with it. Made a few friends with them. But, you know, it reason I just say I hope they're good because, I mean, once we put belts to ass to them, you know, I don't want to hear no excuse. I want to hear no, well, y'all got a coach that believes in the portal. You know, our coach don't believe in the portal. Nah, screw that. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll definitely celebrate like it was their Super Bowl when we had Muschamp during the most Stone Age time in the University of South Carolina. But, you know, things have changed now because y'all don't have no LaNorris. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, bro. And it just sucks to suck, Clemson, you know. But ball up top, man. Ball up top.
Ball up top for sure. But I want to talk about this kid LaNorris Sellers, bro. You know, I made a statement a few weeks ago after I think it was Missouri. I said, I'm like, bro, I'm ready to call it. I said, stop the count. It was already done for me after that game. I said, he's the greatest quarterback in program history. I said, hands down. I said, I don't want to hear nothing from about nobody else. I said, he only needed one more win to cement it. And I said, not only did he get it, brother, he got it on his own. Like 10 toes stood his ground and got it. Is there more LaNorris can accomplish? Absolutely. Right. The only more, quote unquote, that he can accomplish is getting to an SEC title game and getting to a natty. That's the only, quote unquote, more that has to be accomplished here. If he gets to a playoff, he's already surpassed everyone else. I don't know where you're at with this. I don't know if you're ready to call it, but brother, I'm already there.
Right now, based off the past 6 weeks, I seen it, not just the Missouri game, the Alabama game. Saw something different then. That's why I really couldn't be mad at it. Saw something a little different then. LaNorris is not the best player in the SEC, no. He's the best player in the country. Yeah. I think LaNorris is the top quarterback in the country right now. And nothing in this world can change my statement. What we saw yesterday is I see him carry two or three Clemson players, 5 yards, 10 yards by himself. Okay, he didn't want to go down. I thought he would go down, once they stood him up. Nah. I think it was a play. I told you this. I think it was a play when I think LaNorris went on. I think he ran out of bounds, something like that. I think it was number 3 or something like that. Pushed him, mushed him, or something like that. I saw LaNorris. I think he mushed him or about swung back at him. I said, "Oh." I asked you, Santis. Let me ask you: did Clemson wake a demon up?
I feel like the demon woke up a while ago, but he took it to another level. Like this was the first time. Yeah, I guess I would have to agree. Yeah, I think Clemson did wake the demon up. This was the first time I felt like he just took it upon himself to say, "Look, I'm gonna make sure it gets done. If ain't nobody else gonna do it, I ain't leaving it up to you. I'm gonna do it." That was the quintessential Heisman moment, quote unquote. Like that was one of those moments where like you're watching and you're like, bro, I'm watching a guy just be the best player on the field. And there are a lot of great players out there. Peter Woods, Barrett, like Barrett Carter. Like there's a lot of NFL guys that were on that field for Clemson. This was just a better player. he was the best guy out there. I mean, bro, like there, like again, like we said previously, there are plenty of plays where he's dead to rights. He's supposed to go down. He's supposed to be over with. And this is why I say that this is the greatest quarterback in program history, because who's the other quarterback that could have won that game? I only can think of one name that could have gotten that game done. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I think we're I don't know, with that unit that we have, because we don't feel strongly about our receiving core. We don't feel strongly about our offensive line. And we obviously we like Rocket Sanders, but even he didn't have his best day that day. Like, I don't know if there was a quarterback that could single-handedly go win a game like that in program history. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't have enough program knowledge to say to make that statement. But the only guy that I can think of is Connor Shaw, based off of his elusivity and his running ability. But to do it single-handedly, I don't think Connor Shaw had the talent level to do what LaNorris did yesterday.
This was just, I hate to throw basketball in this, but this is really an RIP to him. This is really like a Kobe moment. You know, like growing up, when Lakers need to get a lead or get a win, the final 5 minutes, where the ball going to? Kobe. Hey, move the hell out my way. ISO, move. I feel like that's what LaNorris did. He just wanted the ball. I think that announcer even said that LaNorris is, after that pick to Nick Harbor, in which wasn't his fault. I think Nick ran the wrong route, and that would have put us right there at the goal line. He was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna win this. Because I mean, I think LaNorris even said in an interview that he really didn't watch this. He didn't watch this rivalry growing up. You know, he grew up a Tar Heels fan, and I think he knew then, like that game, that I was like, yeah, I gotta win this. Yeah, I'm winning this. I never seen a QB performance like this ever, and I just hate the fact this is only my only negative thing I must say is, why was he the only one to show up though? I thought this game would matter so much more because we got a lot of seniors. I thought this game would matter a whole lot more, but LaNorris was the only one that really just showed up. I mean, him and Nick Harbor, you know what I'm saying, they connected a little bit. Oscar Attaway, I'm giving his flowers. And Rocket, while Rocket did what he could, but it just felt like the LaNorris show, a one-man army.
I think what happened against Clemson was what I kind of thought to be the problem with our offense all year. Hey, can you pass protect? Not really. You did. They had moments where they held up. Like I felt that way yesterday watching it in the moment as I kind of recollect and went back and watched the replays and just kind of calmed down. I think simply you ran up against a team. You ran up against a good Clemson team. Like I think that's the part that we're forgetting. I think that us doing what we've done over the past 6 weeks made us feel as if we were head and shoulders above a lot of the competition. When I don't believe that was the case. I believe there was a lot of scenarios where we were very much dead even, but we have a certain piece that kind of propels us forward. Like that, like truthfully, honestly, like, do you think? Truthfully, honestly, in a lot of the games that we won, do you think you can win them without LaNorris at quarterback?
Brother, we are a 5-7 team again without LaNorris. Maybe 4-8.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I think Missouri you definitely lose. I don't even think you can even beat Texas. I don't think you score 44 points against Texas A&M if that isn't your quarterback. I think a lot of what's happened is that he's covered up a lot of the issues that were still very much prevalent throughout the season. And I think he's the best Band-Aid that money can buy. And I think that's been the issue. I think Clemson exposed what's wrong with this unit. Hey, you don't have a receiving core that you can rely on and just straight up drop back pass. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a offensive line that can straight up drop back pass and protect. They can at times. They've been better. They were better at times, but again, when we go look at a lot of your explosive plays, these are just LaNorris creating. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I don't think it was because certain guys didn't show up. I guess on the defensive side, I would say, like guys like Kennard and Dylan Stewart that didn't have the best of days, of course. But overall, the defense still played well. Like you still held it, you still held them to 14. You still got a fourth down stop on your side of the 50. You know what I'm saying? You still had the game winning interception. You still had the forced fumble. That wasn't really a forced fumble. It was more sort of a Clemson mistake, but this neither here nor there. But
I would say no. Just piggyback. I would say one more underrated player that did good was Bakari Swain. I think Bakari Swain had a very good day.
I think, especially after Judge Collier got beat a couple times, I think for him to step in as a true freshman and just play solid, stayed in phase, because obviously they took their shots as they were supposed to. They took their shots against Bakari. Hey, he stayed in phase, looked back, played the ball, and played it all the way through. I mean, this was a team game. I think this was a team game in terms of like defensively. There wasn't a stellar performance from a particular player that just stood out. Like Kyle Kennard didn't just take the game over. Dylan Stewart didn't just take the game over. And neither did Sanders, Tonka. Like none of those guys had a phenomenal day, but they made plays in certain moments that definitely kept this game, within striking distance. And again, this was a battle between two very evenly matched teams. And again, credit to the guy over there at the other school for still being able to coach and develop his guys to the point where, like, hey, a lot of we got pieces from the transfer portal that helped us out, and guys that and guys that we got that we were paying heavy money to through NIL, and they still coach up a good enough unit to go toe to toe with just about anybody in the nation. We're talking about maybe like the 1% of college football that they can't compete with right now.
And since you brought up the topic of competing with anybody in the nation, now I'm fully on the playoff train. We handle business. I'm fully aboard, Shanti. I'm all for it. We did our pitch last week. So I'm gonna pitch to it again. I think the battle right now is how can we leap over Alabama? And I feel like what I heard recently is the committee is gonna be like, what have you done for me recently? Type of deal. And what we have done, the committee, is we have won 6 games in a row. Now, granted, who we battling against got the head-to-head on us. But also, I believe the committee also stated that head-to-head don't really matter because, it matters, but at the same time, we was visitors, and Alabama only beat us by 2. I think the only thing that really biting us is LSU. LSU, come on, ESPN, y'all know exactly what y'all did. So let's not go back and forth here. All right, I'm well over it. LSU season been cooked like 2 weeks ago or whatever, 3 weeks ago. But anyway, y'all know what y'all did there. Ole Miss, okay, good. Y'all got us in that. That's like our only ass whooping we took all year. But just to bring back to Alabama, Alabama just got boat raced by Oklahoma last week, 2 weeks ago. And Oklahoma's like one of the bottom feeders of our conference. And then also, they lost to Vanderbilt. And let's bring it in here. Let me reel y'all in, committee. Let me reel y'all back in. We skunked both the teams that Alabama lost to. Hold on, Shanti. Do they hear me? I don't think they heard me. We skunked both the teams that Alabama lost to.
On the road.
On the road, by the way. On the road, committee. Committee. The game between us and Oklahoma was over within the first 5 minutes.
Look, here's my thing, and I said it last week, and I can reiterate it again. Of the 3 teams, us, South Carolina, Alabama, and Ole Miss, who's playing the best football right now? No question, unequivocally, it is the South Carolina Gamecocks. And when you start talking about resumes and who you lost to, who you beat, like you said, 2-point loss on the road at Alabama. Okay. Lost to LSU at home. All right, cool. We also didn't have our starting quarterback for the second half of that game. If we want to start bringing up semantics and we want to start playing that game, hey, Ole Miss, you lost to Kentucky at home. You want to explain that one to me? They lost to they lost to Florida?
Belts to ass by Florida. Belts to ass.
All right. So you lost to Florida, and we got a common loss with LSU. So what? You know what I'm saying? Like these things, the losses that some of these teams have, so the losses that Alabama and Ole Miss have are unexplainable. Like you can't explain to me if you're a good football team how you lost to Kentucky at home and how you lost to Oklahoma and Vanderbilt. You cannot explain those to me. It is as if you're a good team. I can tell you what happened with some of our games. The only game I can't really explain to you is Ole Miss. That's the only game I cannot explain, and I would not even try to. But I can explain LSU and the Alabama loss. South Carolina's been playing the best football of any team in the nation for the past 6 weeks, hands down. And there isn't a team out there that is so head and shoulders strongly playing better football than us that you can sit there and tell me that even we can go 1 through 12 right now before the rankings come out and things get rearranged. And I can tell you with a straight face that they're not playing better football than what we are playing. Now here's what I will say. The issue is going to end up being that Indiana only lost to Ohio State. And based off how they played all year, I do believe Indiana deserves a spot in the 12-team playoff. The issue I do have, for the most part, is the auto bids. The auto bids is really what I think is going to ruin this 12-team format because, truthfully and honestly, if 9-3 Clemson gets in, 9-3 Clemson doesn't deserve to get in, even if they win an ACC title game. Or they that okay. Here's what I'm saying. I won't say they don't deserve to get in. They don't deserve to have a bye. They don't deserve to have a bye and get to wait on somebody as if they did the work to earn that bye week. Hey, they played Georgia and got smoked. They played South Carolina and lost, and they lost to Louisville. And they had to wait on something else to happen for them to even make their conference title game. I think the reality of it is that we're not playing the same football across all of these conferences. The Big 12, the ACC, and wherever the hell the Group of 5 team comes from, whether it be the American or the Mountain West, they're not playing the same football as the Big 10 and the SEC on a week in, week out basis. So I can't look at 9-3 South Carolina the same way I look at 11-1 Boise State, truthfully and honestly. And I think we have to. Josh Pate, I think who I think is one of the best college football analysts out and about. Like we got to stop acting as if we're all watching the same football be played across all these conferences. We look at the Big 12. You can tell me right now the Big 12 champion deserves to be in no matter what. Like for real, like dead ass. I get letting conference champions in, but do I think Arizona State's playing solid football, and Arizona State does deserve to get in, but they're not. But the Big 12 isn't playing the same level of football as the Big 10 and the SEC. And that's just the truth of the matter. So it's going to be a numbers game. Do I think the committee's going to do the right thing and let the hottest team in the nation get in? I don't think so, if I'm being truthful and honest. But there is flaws within the system that do have to be addressed. And I think ultimately you're going to have to say who are the 12 best teams. And I think automatically giving conference champions the love. And I guess this may be me saying this because we're not in a conference that's easily attainable. So it is what it is, but the system isn't set up it isn't set up the right way as of right now.
Yeah, I think the argument is either Alabama or us, and we're going to need to get in that 11 spot because Arizona State should be in the 12 spot. But even Nick Saban said himself, he was like, I think South Carolina should get right there because, I mean, Ole Miss haven't been playing up the part consistently, and neither has Alabama. So, granted, we've been having our flaws, but I mean, we still got the job done. You know, Alabama was in a bar fight with Auburn. yesterday. And granted, it was a rivalry game, but you should be able to handle business.
It's just too many instances where both of those teams have not played to the level that the rankings would allude to. Like they neither have quote unquote dominate. Like the way we handle A&M, right, and the way we handle Oklahoma, I'm watching too many games where they're not playing that well. They're not playing, and if you're not gonna play that well, you just have to win out. Like you have to just go win games, and you haven't done that. So you've lost multiple games. You've not looked the part. So why should you be rewarded? With Alabama, this ain't even the same Alabama team this ain't the same Alabama program that we come to know and love. You don't have to let Alabama in. There is nothing that Alabama has currently that makes anyone around the nation outside of Tuscaloosa feel like we have to watch them in the playoff. This isn't Nick Saban's Alabama team. This is Kalen DeBoer's Alabama. And we don't know what the hell that is out there. So there is no real reason to fight to let them in. We just talked about LaNorris Sellers being one of the best players in the nation. He is one of the best players in the nation. He is, if we're ranking quarterbacks, he would be in the top 10 and probably the top 5 and hell, maybe top 2 and maybe not 2. If we're breaking it all the way down to the stubs. He's just been that impactful of a player. Why would you not want to let one of the hottest players into the tournament? Why would you not want to let one of the hottest teams into the tournament to at least see what they do in a neutral site or on the road? Like, why would you this South Carolina team has won on the road? They've won at home. They've dominated games on the road. They dominated games at home. What is it that you need to see that hasn't already been displayed? I get 9-3. I get it. I really do. Tell me who's doing it like us. And if you can tell me that, the teams that you're saying that you're going to tell me are doing it like us, they're already in. They're already in. Penn State's already in. Indiana's already in. Oregon's already in. So you're not telling me anybody that would be of our tier that is doing it like us. So why don't we deserve a spot in the tournament? I guess that'll be for the committee to decide.
Exactly. And it's like you just pointed out, bro. Our resume is good. We can get it done on the road. We are proving it. So, I mean, we're not fraudulent or anything like that. This is why I think I'm confident, but I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket or anything like that. They leave us out, they leave us out. Cool. We'll just get ready to play in Orlando, the Lion Bowl, whatever the hell they send us. But I'm confident in they'll make the right choice. And did like they did last year, bro. Put the viewers first. Remember how they did Florida State? Florida State did what they had to do, went undefeated, won ACC championship, and they still knocked them out. Why? Because they know they're gonna get boat raced in the playoffs. So they put Alabama in, which is completely wrong. I think that was wrong for them to do that. But they need to think about this here. They need to think about the viewers here.
Hey. Well, you know what? The one thing I'll give last year's committee with the Florida State thing is that, hey, we don't like your resume isn't really that strong. All right, your resume isn't that strong, and you don't have a quarterback right now. So, if we were in the 12-team format, Florida State team, you have no reason to leave them out. You know what I'm saying? So this is different committee, different set of circumstances in terms of how the playoff is set up. We don't have. I'm very intrigued to see what they do with this, because leaving out, this is picking up steam across the nation. Everybody's starting to peep it now. People that were once saying like, "Hey, South Carolina, always South Carolina gets in." South Carolina did everything they had to do in order to make it hard for the committee. Everybody's already seeing like, "Hey, like, how do you leave this team out? Like, how do you leave a team out that just went on the road to the number 12 team in the nation and got a win? Like, how can you leave that team out?" I would love to hear the explanation that they're going to come up with. I think being a South Carolina fan and my pessimism from seeing all types of disappointments, throughout my lifetime doesn't have me feeling very high on our chances of making it. I mean, it is what it is. I don't really expect it. I'm cool with whatever bowl game we get. Hopefully, our guys stay locked in. We go get our 10th win, and go into next year with a lot of expectations. But I would hate. I really want to see these seniors in this group get a chance, get another chance at playing meaningful football. And I think that may be my biggest thing because this group isn't coming back next year. A lot of seniors, a lot of guys are going to be gone. I want to see this team together for as long as we possibly can keep it together, and let them decide it on a national stage how they're going to end their careers. That's really what I think. That's my personal want as a fan. You know.
Yeah, this Tuesday is important, bro. Because this Tuesday decides which guys, which our seniors has suited up for the last time yesterday. Like we are less than 48 hours. Hey, this was the last time we saw Nikki Memorial. This is the last time we saw Donna Fortune. This is the last time we saw TJ, Boogie, Kyle Kennard, Demetrius Knight, Debo. This is the last time we've seen these guys. Committee, look, the ball is in your court. Ball is in your court. Just keep in mind with Alabama, they turned the ball over 4 times at home against an unranked Auburn team, which is red hot. Picked up a good win against Texas A&M. But if we're doing resumes, we're doing how we doing what we did for y'all lately. We had done more than Alabama has done. That's all I gotta say. That's the final thing I gotta say, man. Was what we